manual here called pumps, calibrations, right here.
Yeah.
And all the hard copy documents of which I'm going to show you are contained in there.
Good. Oh, come on.
Right, so if we go to shared files,
Yep.
so we've got this section called NADA calibrations. So pumps are required to, these ones, which have been disposed of by the end of January, actually can be calibrated every 2 years, but these ones must be calibrated every year. Okay? So I'm focusing on these new units. Okay. Currently, the calibration issue is being dumped by NADA. You've got to have it calibrated, but all the back pressures and flow rates are now being handed over to a special committee that's in the Australian Institute of Occupational Hygienists, who are looking at the back pressures and flow rates and what should be the errors. Okay, that is yet to be determined. So we've gone to NADA calibrations, and in here is pumps. Now, this colloquial terminology that's used for air monitors in this industry, and the actual ones that we're looking at today is the SKC air check touch pumps. And if you open up the file, you'll see that there's two main subfolders, calibration records and manuals. We'll go to manuals first. These are the manuals for the actual, sorry, this is a brochure. There's a brochure, and then there's the manual here. And this is the manual that describes how to use these things and also how to calibrate. And so we've got that. Okay. And then, so that's in the folder called manuals, and then we have calibration records. Currently, we only have 2 years of calibration. These were bought last year.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we have created a file which is all automated, which looks like this. So on the front sheet is, and it should be in there, I don't know, actually, did I give you the document?
Yeah, you get it's upstairs, yeah.
Is the list of all the pump reference number that we use and the serial number that's on the actual pump label itself. And this automates it. So you don't have to touch any of this. That's automatically generated as a summary sheet. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a calibration, and I'll show you the fields that you can touch. These fields you can't touch. They'll be blocked. This this will automatically populate, so you don't have to touch that. The only fields you'll touch is this one and this one, and as you go through doing the calibration. Okay.
So when it comes to the next calibration, Richard, will we just override that form and it will automatically save?
I'll put in here a blank form.
Okay.
So only the fields that are blank can you touch anyway.
Okay.
And you just work your way through it.
Okay.
And that front summary sheet will automatically generate. And that's it.
So you put a blank form in this book, in this particular book?
Yeah,
you'll just put it at the end here?
Oh, no. There'll be a folder. I'll create a folder that says, I'll create a pro forma.
Okay, yeah.
Let's pop over here. Now, my recommendation is that you use the laptop at your workbench, and for the purposes of this exercise, I have a sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we may not have a laptop. This is going to be.
Well.
Say we've only got one laptop here. Say the Metler's being used. We can just do on here.
Well, the reality is, you should be able to access a laptop from one of us, okay? Gary or me, or I'm sure there'll be another laptop in your good company by the end of the next 12 months. So you should be able to do it here. Straight in.
Okay.
Right
If not, can we use just the form over there, just move back and forth? Can we just do that as well?
Look, you can.
Yeah.
But you want to be seated here and you just plug it straight in.
Okay.
So
yeah.
here's my thumb drive, and it'd be good if we can get a port so we can connect straight into the network here, so you're actually working straight onto the network. So here is the actual. Put it in. Just pull it up so you can see it. It's very easy. Documents in the
Share.
There it is, and I'm just pulling up a file. This is probably a look-alike. And there it is. Right? And you just sit here and you just type your answers in. Okay, so first of all, it's very important to turn on a pump and allow it to run for 5 minutes. And I would hope that this is self-explanatory for the process for calibration.
How did you find that? Really easy?
And you found it okay?
Yeah, well, I worked with you on that.
Yeah, we modified it.
Okay.
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 It's very important to
Is
follow
it
the
Katrina
process.
proof? That's
Absolutely. You're one of
I'm going to rely on these two.
Today is compliment day. Did you know that?
Okay.
Yes, it is. It's actually National Compliment Day. Your mother is one of the smartest women I've come across.
He's only saying that for
very logical in her approach.
Okay.
So, yes. Right
okay,
here.
yeah.
And I think your daughter and Melville share the Gen X and Y capabilities of using computers.
Oh, I think, and you know what a bonus that is for the organisation. Especially for me. Yeah,
okay.
Go on. Yeah.
So it's really run the pump for greater than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It actually says how long it is been running for.
Yeah.
Idea? And we should be running it not for 4 minutes, but we should be running it for 2 litres. Okay, so we stop, idea?
Yeah.
We press the adjustment and we go down to 2 litres per minute.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's important to have the actual number on the, because you'll see the magic of this in just a moment. Okay, tick it and start it. Remember, it's not operating unless the green lights are going. Okay. Okay. So 5 minutes is elapsed. You put it into the cradle. Okay. And just leave it there. This is very important. This little gizmo here. Okay. And just get that out of the way. Okay. So now we have to. This is not connected to this. We now need to turn this on. Okay. Now, if you read the sign and read this, it says pulse pump and set calibration to configure as follows. Right? Okay. So we've actually got to put it on continuous. Okay. So we want to measure, enter, in a continuous mode, enter. Okay. Oh yeah. So it's now set to. That looks a little bit confusing when it says pause or reset, but it's now set in the continuous mode because that's what's at the top of the screen.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so I actually think that's quite intuitive. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So we're now setting the whole of this to. Okay. And the picture I think is quite intuitive. Yes. Yep. Now, yes. No, you don't think so. So this is the pump.
Yeah.
And I'll just get one here.
Yeah.
When you look at the pump, you can see this pump looks like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And so that line of tubing goes to the top.
Into the defender.
The top of the defender.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you?
Yeah.
So,
It's this that's got me going. Well, what
Okay.
is this?
this is this lead. Okay, you can see that's
Oh,
the lead
okay.
into the back of
Okay,
it.
yeah, gotcha.
So it's a
Yeah.
picture in reverse.
Yeah.
so to
Okay.
speak,
Yeah.
right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I'm now, if we could just throw that down, because we're going to do this in electronic mode from now on, aren't we? Yes?
Yeah, this is the final version.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah. So, yeah, sorry, the actual document is the previous version. So, thank you very much for that. Right, so we're now going to progress to using the Defender. We've already got it 5 minutes, pretend it's 5 minutes,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
And we're going to stick this in the back of the actual
Right.
cradle.
Right.
Ready?
Yeah.
Now, we're now going to program the pump to do a full cow. Okay? So how do we do that? We stop it. Ready? And this tends to be the same sort of icon that you see on phones
Settings,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And so you go to settings
Yeah.
and it says calibrate at
Yeah.
the top.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're setting it to a full cow check.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it asks you to confirm that this hose is connected to that and everything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
pump is very intuitive. It's
Yeah.
already been programmed for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
This has almost been turned into a primary
Yeah.
from their thinking, which is wrong. It's a secondary.
Yeah. That's what
okay?
I would have thought. Anyway.
And
yeah.
so we now press this,
Yeah.
okay? And it didn't work.
Should we press?
I did calibrate.
Cool.
Yeah. And now,
Now it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what I pressed. But now it creates this bar. Remember on your computers, you can see as it's uploading a new modified version.
Mm-hmm.
This bar, it will take about 2 to 5 minutes to go through. Okay? And it will progressively go across. And it will start at the lows and it will adjust the actual readout based on what this is actually showing.
Mm-hmm.
So this is automatically programming itself and calibrating this. Okay? Unlike when we have a rotameter, we write on the back the compensations because we can't change the gradical at all. This one actually changes the actual readout in this. So when you use it from that point onwards, it's different.
Oh, okay.
It's also doing the leak tests at the same time.
Is it really?
So
Wow.
you just can't get the pressures or the flows at the 5 litres that it gets up to if there's some sort of leak within the device.
Right, yeah.
And it will produce an error. So you can see the first bars coming across here.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's cycling through the different rates. So it is at 0.45. Now it'll
0.7.
it'll adjust itself to be like to each other.
Okay, so when do we start filling in the form?
Rightio. So we've already filled in the form to a certain point. So whilst that's doing, you've already put your details in, and you're looking at the case and saying, is it look as though it's intact? Yes or no? Making any comments as you go down, and you've got to this point, and you're going to get a readout, and you're going to indicate whether or not it passed or okay.
Right.
I haven't got to the point where I've got all the error codes upstairs. If you type, I'm going to make this the field that you can only enter something if you enter an error code, it'll fail it automatically, right? Fail into there. Otherwise, you'll just put nil. And as we go down, you'll see how the results go. See how it's going across? It's going through all the different flow rates.
So when it's finished this, then we can start filling in.
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
And
So-
it shows us data here that we need to feed in.
It'll tell you whether or not it.
Or will it automatically?
No, it won't automatically
Okay.
feed into the computer.
No.
We could
Yeah, I
possibly
know.
do that,
You would. I knew you'd go there.
but we're not
Yeah.
at that stage.
No.
So if this does pass, what we fill in the error code is nil. Is that right?
Yes.
So it says here pass, and we say nil there.
Because we can't change the outcome part. Right?
Yeah.
But if
that's
it
what-
gives us a figure, then
you
we
type that in there,
and
and
it'll
it'll
come
come
at fail.
up as fail.
What happens if it does fail? Do you just have to redo it again?
If it fails, the pump has to be sent off to the US. Even the guys here in Australia won't even try to fix it. They had a training session last year, and they stripped down a number as a team,
yeah.
and only, what was it, about two were only able to
Two out
successfully,
of some number.
were able to get them to start again. Right, yes? That's awful. So they literally send it all off to the US now, back to the manufacturer to actually redo. And two of our pumps have gone back already. Of course, the LED screen failed on them. So they just simply replace the screen. So you can see it takes a little while to go through that cross check. Now we're using the manual effectively that you've seen on the screen. If there's something that you don't understand or something quirky is happening, you can refer back to the manual for more in-depth read. But this is quite ingenious.
So how are we going to get around the point that it isn't a primary?
So this has to go off at the end of January to
Get calibrated.
for
Yeah.
calibration every year.
And that's here in
right.
Australia, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
not
so it's actually MCOSH in Victoria that do
MCOSH,
it for
okay.
AES right around Australia.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So I've spoken with Gary about this, and we're just simply going to use AES because we have a relationship
Yeah.
and not bypass it to MCOSH even though
We have a relationship with them as well. Yeah.
So,
Okay. Right.
now, the procedure here, I'm going to try and make it as similar to doing the brown SKCs as well, and automate the form to the summary sheet. It's nearly done. You can see the numbers look the same as the numbers there as it's going through.
Yep.
Now, you can see there's a number of pulses. 10 is a complete cycle on the Defender, and we're utilising 5 as our cycle. Okay? So that it flows and then averages in the bottom readout. So even though we can draw without a resistance more than 5 litres, we can't do a clearance within that 5 litres because the back pressure from the cowling prohibits it going over 5 litres.
Okay. So we do 4.9.
Yeah, well, you can do 4.5 or 6. I would do it just slightly less so you can get and just increase the time period. So I got through the practice of having a pump sitting over there, going for 5 minutes whilst I was doing the test on this.
Oh, so you staggered the tests. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And because of the new pumps, the casings are okay. There was nothing to report.
Yeah.
My name was the same, so that's what I think. So it's on 5 now.
Yeah.
And it should now give us a reading. So cal check full, calibration complete
Successfully.
and it's ticked.
So we just write nil in the error
Nil
code.
error.
So, okay. Right.
Right, now I'm back to this, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've typed that in there, just go down. Now I need to set it up with that fancy diagram, okay? So here's my tube. I need to do something. It says 1, remove.
Cal check communications code. Yep.
Now we did do an experiment. We found that it did nothing.
Oh. So we don't know why we do
if
it,
you,
but never
if
mind.
you realise that you haven't followed the form,
Don't worry about it.
don't get too excited. Just remove it, okay?
Okay, yeah, right,
Just in
okay.
case it does do something that we
Yeah.
are unknown, okay?
Right.
So remove the lead, and then you reconfigure the tubing to being this, like this.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to put a calibration with your help, a box called calibration of pumps with all the gear that you just
That
need
would be
to
great.
do
Yeah.
the pumps.
How
okay?
how big a box you need, and we'll get Kim to grab one for us up the road.
Well,
Yeah.
weren't we going to go for new
Yeah,
boxes
yeah,
and
we
you can
were.
work out
Yeah,
what you want?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Right, yeah. So the picture, elaborate picture,
Yeah.
is that, and this is open.
Yes.
You see, that was a good pickup from Melbourne.
Yeah.
And then this here goes into the top of the touch pump.
Yeah. Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Always, when we look at this, my children are always challenged by this. Always realise that a valve on is turning clockwise and off is turning.
And
All right. Okay. Now, so this one is alive. That one's dead. Okay. I've replumbed the back of it. It just doesn't work anymore. So the first flow rate we're going for is 1. Oh yeah. We're only going to do 1 level so you can see what it does. So we take it down to 1. So it's on 1. And you can see, if you count, you can see how this is readjusting itself to what the average flow is. Now there is some back pressure here.
yeah.
Right here. Even though it says 0,
Yeah.
right here, there is, you can
can
see
see
at
it,
the top.
yeah.
So it is not going to show exactly the same flow here as here, because
Right.
there's a pressure here.
Right.
here.
Okay.
Even though it's saying it's doing 1, it's pretty close to 1.
Yep.
So when we come to do these ones, we're going to ditch this. I'm going to use that. Okay.
That's going to be great.
Rightio. Now, so I come here, and I'm not going to change this form, but you can see. Actually, I can change this form.
So you're going to put it in there.
I'm going. So I've got a flow here, which has gone more than 5
Yeah.
pulsations,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm going to pick a number, 1.033.
Yeah.
Okay, just don't get excited about. Rightio.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go across to my Magna Helix,
Yeah.
and in all essence, it's 0.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put 0.25 because that's an error in itself.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to come across to here, right here, and I'm going to put, you can see it's all colour coded.
Yeah.
Right here. I'm going to put,
Up
what
to
was it?
8 inches. 8 inches.
Right here. I think I remember this by now. And please, these ones, if we could go gentle on the diaphragms by actually not increasing rapidly the pressure.
Okay.
Just slowly through the pressure range.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now this has got a sticker on it as well. So
yeah, that's the calibration sticker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we only just got that calibrated last year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right, I've put it on 8.
Yes.
Okay. I then allow this to go through 5. You can see it says average liters 5 cycles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it says adjust, but it also says it slowly adjust.
Yes.
So there's slowlies in here. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm just going to put a number on here.
Yeah.
I'm just going to use 0009. Okay. Is that right? 1009. Is that right? Oh, we went down to 8.
Yeah.
And enter. Wow. And here's another thing as well. See that? If you don't put the right decimal place in, remember this is litres per minute. This here, this range is in millilitres per minute. So it's the correct one is.
Yeah.
And then it'll show the colour, okay? And you just follow that process. So if I want to go up to 50, now why did we pick these numbers?
Well, are they from the manual or are these from the? They're not from NATA because the old ones from NATA were no longer. They're defunct now. So.
Well, I could never get to the bottom of why they picked those numbers,
Okay.
and I'll probably upset Jeff on that as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Because there was no rhyme or reason.
Right.
And so I used the old NATA ones from the old sheets, and then I used from the manual the upper level of the pressure for that flow.
Okay.
So that's where they all come, and I'm just slowly increasing my pressure here.
Richard, if we did the pressure too quickly, like we adjusted quickly, this thing would stop.
Yes. So I should really show you. This.
So it has its own.
It has its own
safety
protection.
mechanism. Yeah.
See how it's going red?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we have to do it slowly.
So
anyway.
we shouldn't do that.
No, it's good to know.
Because I wasn't sure. Before it just said adjust to 50,
Yeah.
so I wasn't sure how quickly to do that.
Right. Okay.
And it'll produce a little error factor on there, but it'll reset itself. But if on the second time the error or the fault is still sitting there, it'll turn itself off. Okay. So that's what we should see out in the field.
Yeah.
If the guy crimps or does
Yes.
something obscene
Yeah.
with the tube,
Yeah.
it'll turn itself off to protect itself, and we'll have an error when you go and read it. Okay. So now this is now going through and adjusting itself, and we should have more than 3 cycles there. I'm just going to.
So when we're saying cycle, the
0.3.
cycle is 10.
Yeah. So can you just see that?
So yeah. So we need.
See that number?
Yeah. So it's
counting?
1 of 10. So we need to do 3 of 10.
5.
5 of 10.
5 of the cycle.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm just going to put that number in, 1.034. Right here. And you can see there's a colour coming up saying that's fine. Now you would repeat that same process. Now I'm just going to drop it off very quickly for an
What not to do.
Oh, okay.
Pardon?
Yep. And it takes a while to recover then. Okay. All right. So slowly is the.
Then if we go down to the bottom, it's the same process through all the different. It does note that there's no leak test.
Yeah.
That's part. And then we will. I'm going to automate this so you don't have to write that in either. It'll look at all the results and automatically interpret those. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
At this present time, I can type it in. The tester, I can actually make that automated as well, and the date is automated already. Yes, no, it's not. No. So there's a little bit of automation still, but the whole idea is to fill out as little as possible.
Fantastic.
And you've done the calibration of the pump. The pump then is simply put back on the cradle. The summary sheet will record the actual findings of that, and it's done.
Brilliant. Boy, it sure is so much more simpler than the old way.
Yeah. My encouragement is don't use paper ever again. You support me in that?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
He no longer owes you. Okay, he
No,
no
you
longer
haven't,
owes
Ruby.
you. You're off the hook now. I'm your witness. Okay.
And I can program it so it puts your signature block in there if you want.
Oh wow, yeah.
And so when you print it off, I can program it so it saves it as a PDF.
Yeah.
And therefore you don't have to print anything off, and then the document will be as a PDF in the system.
But at this point in time, we're printing them out. I know. We're getting there. Baby steps.
Ali,
Yeah, no.
what do you recommend? Do you think? Yeah, I just think you're an intelligible young lady.
Oh yeah. Now this compliment day is sort of going overboard. Yeah, no. Okay, that's brilliant. Thanks, Richard. Brilliant stuff. Okay. So, that's really good.
Got it. Is there? So, over the next couple of weeks,
We're going to do the old ones.
And I'll be using it out of date because I'm going to run out of time doing it, unless I manage to do it next week until Wednesday. Might be able to do that.
Well, how about you show us how you're going to go about this, and then
I'll do that
we can
after
help
I
out.
finish the form.
Yeah, and then when we've got some spare time, we can all have a go at doing them. And actually, you know, for me, actually doing it is what cements it in my mind. So, yeah.
Was that? Do you want me to go over anything?
No,
Do you
that
have
was
any
good.
questions?
No,
It really does it for you.
very good. It's amazing. So we're going to do the same with that. So it's with these guys. So it's going to be great. Nothing but positive. Fantastic, Richard. Well done. Great work. Makes it easy.
Maybe in 2 years' time we can automate it so it fills in the form for
Itself.
you.
Yeah, we don't even have anything.
Put it on the label.
So when the NADA come, they can interview the computer. Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Do we need to replug these babies in, or I don't know why they're out.